All right, so this is a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of a rant, and it has to do with adoption because you guys know that I went through a miscarriage last year, and I've gone through multiple miscarriages, but the most recent being last year. And so, I have been considering adoption for quite some time now, and it's always been sort of an option for me, at least. Some people kind of have an issue with adoption. I personally don't because I was adopted, and I feel like there's so many kids out there who want to be part of a family and who need families, and there's so many people who want children so badly, but they can't physically have them, biologically, they can't have their own children, that I don't understand why it is so expensive to adopt a child. They always want to talk about how many children there are in the foster system and how many children are waiting to be adopted in all these states. But then you go and look at how much it costs to adopt someone. And yes, there are certain assistance programs that you can apply for and you might be approved for. But at the end of the day, it's still very, very expensive to adopt a child, especially if you want to adopt a newborn. Because first of all, if you want to adopt a newborn, those children go the quickest because everybody wants a newborn. So I haven't really looked into adopting a newborn as much as I have like adopting like a toddler, someone who is maybe like 1 or 2, 3, somewhere around there. I've also looked at adopting older children, but I feel like once you start getting older and older, the behavioral issues start coming into play a lot more because they've been in the system for a more extended period of time the older they get, in a majority of cases. Of course, there are the exception, but I also feel like there's also a lot of special needs children who are in the foster system, who are looking to be adopted, and they just really deserve to have families. I don't understand why we have to have all these exorbitant prices and just like, why does it have to be so expensive to have a family? Why do you have to have these people who just want to be parents so badly? Why does it have to cost $60,000 for them to have a child? Why does it have to cost, $100,000 for them to go through fertility treatments? Why does it have to cost that much? I just don't understand why, when someone is already going through something as emotional as infertility, why you have to put another burden on their back for them having to, try to get loans, or grants. There's such a thing as fertility grants. I was watching another YouTube channel, Ellie and Jared, and around Christmas time, they gave IVF grants to like 6 or 7 couples. And I thought that that was so awesome because it's such an emotional thing to have to go through the process of having infertility issues. Because, with me, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get pregnant again. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to have another child. And it's just really hard for me because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to have the family that I want to have. And it's just really difficult to know that even if I wanted to adopt a child, I would have to like give up everything financially that I had in order to, adopt a child. Like the Flex, the new car that we bought last year, the price for that Flex was like $35,000, and a lot of adoptions cost more than that. And that's not even a new vehicle. That's a 2013. So imagine if you were to buy a new vehicle and the price to adopt a child is more than that. That's ridiculous to me. I don't understand why it needs to cost so much. I mean, I get that you need to be able to provide for a child. You need to be able to provide for a family. but you shouldn't have to pay $30,000 in order to just adopt a child, in order to give a child what they've always wanted, which is a family. Um, I just feel so sad looking at, some of the stories of these children who just sit on these lists and wait, especially the special needs kids. I would have no problem adopting a special needs child because I'm just that type of person. I have always had a special place in my heart for special needs people in general, not just children, but people in general. And I'm just the type of person who cares about people from my core. I just really care about people. And I feel like, even if I was to adopt a special needs child, there's more assistance for people who adopt special needs children, but it would still be the same price to adopt a special needs child as it would to adopt a regular child. But then you also have, all of these medical bills, and you have treatments, and you have to get them back and forth to treatments and things like that. And, there's a lot of other challenges that come along with it. But I mean, any adoption has challenges. But the biggest challenge of all is the financial burden of just trying to adopt a child to begin with. And I just think it's ridiculous that, in this day and age, when people just want to have a family, the most basic thing of all, people just want to have a family. And we just want to put the hugest price tag on that. And it's just ridiculous to me. So I'm just going to leave it at that and let me know what you think. Do you think it's ridiculous that adoptions cost as much as they do, or do you think that it's rightful in costing as much as it does? Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys again soon.